Welcome. This is a revision, mathematics revision from 1 to 4. This one from 1 can revise a form 2 or form 3 or form 4. It is a general revision. So let us start with number 1. Here we can see it is a fraction, a sum. So we have to start with BODMAS. BODMAS stands for brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. That's what it means. So you take your ruler, you divide your working space like that. So let us start. You need to start with the numerator. The above equation is called the numerator. The one below is called the denominator. So we start with the numerator. So in the numerator we don't have brackets, but we have off. So off is here up to here, and another off is here up to here. So this is 8 times this one here goes to 3 times, divided by 2 minus this here once here 48. So 48 times 2, that one is 96, divided by 12 plus 2 times 3. So we are in the numerator. The next thing is we have finished division. Division is here, another division is here. So 8 times 3 over 2, that's the division, minus 96 divided by 12 is 8, plus 2 times 3. The next one is multiplication. So multiplication is here, multiplication is here. So this one here once, here 4. We have 12 minus 8 plus this times this is 6. So 12 minus 8, that is 4. 4 plus 6, the answer is 10. So the numerator is 10, and that is where you have your mark. The next one is the denominator. Denominator. You underline the denominator. So let us go to the denominator. In the denominator we don't have bracket, but we start with off. The first off is here, another off is here. So this one's here 9. 9 times this is 27, divided by 3 minus 4. 5 ones here twice, 2 times 2, 4. So here divided by 4, and then plus 3 times into -2. We have finished with the off. We go to division. Now we are dividing this and this. So 27 divided by 3, the answer is 9, minus 4 divided by 4 is 1, plus 3 times -2. Next one is division. We go to we have finished division. Multiplication. 3 times -2, a negative number times a positive number, the answer is negative. So 9 minus 1 plus -6. But remember, negative and a positive, the answer, positive times negative, the answer is negative. So we have 9 minus 1 minus 6. So 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 minus 6, the answer is 2, positive 2. And this is the second mark. The third mark now comes where we divided the numerator divided by the denominator. You don't have to write this, but I'm just showing you. So now we have the numerator 10 divided by the denominator 2, and the final answer is what? 5. Find the gradient of a straight line joining the points P, 2, 3 and Q, 11, 6. We want to find the gradient. That's form 2 work now. But you know, how do we get the gradient? Gradient equal to change in y divided by change in x. Most students have a problem to know which value is x and which one is x. So let me take x, y. The first coordinate here is called x. The second one is y. So for P, 2 is the x coordinate and then 3 is the y. You should know that. So when we say change in y, we are subtracting the values, the coordinates of y, and we are changing the value in x. So here change in y. Here we have 6 in q, subtract 3 in p, divide by. We started with this one q, you must start with that. So x is 11, subtract 2. So 6 subtract 3, the answer is 3, divided by 11 minus 2, the answer is 9. So you don't leave it like this. This one goes here once, it goes here 3. Therefore the gradient here is 1 over 3, and that is the gradient, 1 mark. Hence, find the equation of line PQ. So we want the equation of line PQ, but we already have the gradient. So for us to get the equation of line PQ, we take the general coordinate x, y, and then pick one of the point here, this or this, n of them. Let me pick 2 to 3 because they will give me is working. So but we know gradient equal to change in y over change in x. We know that, and that is a gradient. But now we have the gradient, which is 1 over 3 equal to, the gradient is 1 over 3, this one, which is equal to change in y. But this time round we have y, the coordinate x, y, and this one. So y minus 3 divided by x minus 2. Because this one is a fraction, we can cross multiply. So take this and this. So this times this will give us 3y minus 9 equal to, this times everything there is x minus 2. Take your ruler and divide your working area like that. Now let us like terms together. 3y minus 9 equal to x minus 2. So we can take this value. We want to start with y. So we can take this one this side. Therefore 3y equal to x minus 2 plus 9. 3y equal to x plus 7. So some people also have a problem in subtracting -2 plus 9. Uko na deni ya 2 bob, umepata 9, unalipa deni, unamaliza, unabaki na 7. So it must be positive. The one yenye unabaki nayo ni positive. So that is it. So you can leave the answer there. But if you are told give your answer in terms of y is equal to mx plus c. If you supposed to give the answer in this form, you must ensure you divide by here, divide by 3. If you divide by 3 both sides, you will have y equal to 1 over 3x plus 7 over 3. This is in this form, but at this point you have your marks correct. Maybe the question will be having, suppose I used Q 11, instead of 2 3 I use 11 6. Can I get the same answer? Very yes, a very big yes. If you use 11 6, this equation here, instead of this, you will get the same answer. Don't worry about that. Use logarithms to evaluate this sum here. So it is very important for you to know this sum because it is always there. So this one you must draw the table because you have been told to use logarithms. So let us draw the table here. Our table should have how many columns? 3 of them. Should have 3 columns. You will see which columns these are. can leave at that point. So we will have this one. So the first column is where we have the number, these numbers, and then the next one should be the standard form, because some numbers here we have to write them in standard form, because the way they are like 0 point, this one we cannot get it in the table, therefore we must write it in standard form. So let us write that one in standard form. So this one is standard form, and then this one is the log. So the first number here is 0. Our first number is 0.8932 square. So how do we write this number in standard form? So in standard, as a number is in standard form, if the first number it has a number that is between 1 and 9. So a number cannot be in standard form when it is 0. A number cannot be in standard form if it is 10 points. That is not in standard form. So a number to be in standard form, that number should have a number between 1 and 9. I think that one is correct. Therefore, let us make this number to have a number between 1 and 9. So what do? We go to the front ones. So once we reach there, we will have 8.932, right? But we have gone to the right once. When you go to the right, the power times 10 raised to power -1. Because we moved one step, it is +1. If we move 2 steps to the right, then it is the number, the power is negative, and if we move twice, it is going to be -2. 3 is -3, like that. I hope you know. If you don't know how to write in standard form, you can comment and I will assist you on that. So now we have written this number in standard form. The next thing is to find the log. But before we go to the logarithms has two parts. We have the part we call the mantissa, and the other part we call the characteristic. So the mantissa for this one the characteristics will come from here. So our character is per 1, -1. This is -1, and then the mantissa will come from so our characteristics is per 1. Per 1 is the same as -1, but here we call it per 1. And then the logarithm of this number, now the decimal point part of it is going to come from this number, the log of 8.932. We go to our calculator or the mathematical table, and we will get it is 0.9510. But remember, this number was squared. When you square a number in logarithms, we multiply. So we are going to multiply times 2 to get the answer. So when you multiply this one, you will get per 1 9020. You should check that. So the next number is this number 582.3. So let us write this number in standard form. I told you a standard form number should have a number between 1 and 10. So you see this is 582. That number is not between 1 and 10. So therefore we must ensure the first number is between 1 and 10. The first number, the characteristic, that is. So let us check. How do we get 5 here? So we start, our decimal point is here, so we go backwards twice, right? So for us to get 5.823 times 10, how many times do we go backwards? Twice. So it is power 2. When you go to the left, when you move from the decimal point to the left, you multiply it, the power is positive. That is something you must know. The power is positive when you go to the left. So now let us go to a log. Our characteristics here is 2. Our characteristic is 2. And then the mantissa, we will get it from the table of 5.823. And that one will give you 7651. But now, this number has been raised to power a third. So, A third is the same as 1 over 3. It is as that is 1 over 3. So it is multiplication. You multiply 1 over 3. When you multiply, what does it mean? It means a division. We are going to divide by this number by 3. So this number simply means 27651 divided by 3. That's what it means. So when you do that, this one you divide directly using a calculator, you will get 0.9217. So by so doing, we have finished the square root numerator. So once you have finished that, you draw a line, meaning that you have finished the numerator. Right? Now we go to the denominator. So this line is to show that this part is the numerator. This plus this. And that one will give us 0.8237. How? 0 plus 7, 7. 2 plus 1, 3. 0 plus 2, 0 plus 2 is 2. And 9 plus 9, the answer is 18, right? So this is what also makes people have problems. So 9 plus 9 is 18. That is correct. And then now we have here, so we write 8 carry 1. 8 carry 1. Power 1 is like -1 plus 0. The answer is -1. But -1, we were carrying 1. So -1 plus 1, the answer is 0. Uko na deni ya shilingi moja, upata shilingi moja, si utalipa, utakuwa na deni, itakuwa 0. So that is why we have 0. So once we have finished the numerator, you underline. So this one is the answer for the numerator, and we are done. Now we come to the denominator. This is the answer of the numerator. The denominator now is 69.35. We write it in the standard form, raised to power a third. We have half, sorry. So we write it in the standard form, that is 611.935 times 10 raised to how many? Raised to power 1. So our character here is, characteristics is 1, and the mantissa, the log is 6, is 8 point what? 8.410. Right? I told you when it is at times a third, we divided times 2. Now this one is raised to a half, so it means we are going to divide by 2. You should know that we divide by 2. So when you divide by this answer by 2, you get that it is 0.9205. This answer divided by 2, the answer is this. So this is the answer for the denominator, and we are done. So what do? We underline. So because now the numerator and the denominator, this is a division. So this and this one we are going to subtract, because if it is a division, we subtract when we are talking about the indices. So we are going to subtract this and this, and our answer. So let us subtract 7 minus 5. Is the answer 2? Yes. Next one. 3 minus 0. The answer is 3. Good. 2 minus 2. Answer is 0. Correct. 8 minus 9. Impossible. Sindio? 8 minus 9. We cannot do that. So what do? We borrow 1. Tuna borrow 1 kutoka wapi? Kutoka 0. Hapo ndio watu wao wanakwama kabisa. So tuna borrow 1 kutoka 0. Ukiboro 1 kutoka 0 inaenda -1. So what is going to remain here is -1. So we borrow 1 from 0 to make this one 18. So 18 minus 9, the answer is 9. Right? But what we remained here with is -1. So -1 minus 0, the answer is -1 per 1. Very good. I hope that one is clear. Now, after up to this point, we have done everything inside. But the the overall has a square root of 4. Has a square root of 4. So here we divide by 4. We divide by 4. So you divide by this answer by 4. When we reach to division also, there is something you must know. You cannot divide pi by 4 or -1 divided by 4. That one is incorrect. But I will also teach that later. I don't want to spend much time here. So when you divide by this, the answer is going to be power 1, 9, 7, 58. So we go back. This one, power 1, it means it is 10 raised to power 1. And then you find the analog of 0.9758. That one will give you 9.459. And then now we can now take this number back. It is going to be 0.9459. But if you have a problem on dividing this one, my number is always there. You can contact and I will address that. So this is the final answer. Solve the value of m. We want to solve for m. So here, let us make the bases the same on the left side first. We can make this one the base to base 3. So 3 raised to power 2 times m. No, how many? Yeah, 3 raised to power 3, not 2. 3 raised to power 2 times m plus 3 raised to power 3m minus 5 equal to 49. Now we let this m 3m, so let 3m be y. So instead of 3 raised to power 3m, we put y. So we have y plus y minus 5. The answer is 49. It's okay. So this is 5. This is a whole number. You like times together. So also draw this one. Make sure your work is neat. So now we are going to have 2y equal to, when this one comes to, we add. So we will have 54. So you divide by 2. We want the value of y. Divide by 2. So it's y equal to 27. But we said that y equal to 3 raised to 3m. That's what we said. So what does that mean? It means that this y, which is 3m, equal to this, because y equal to 27, y equal to this. So what it means is that 3 raised to 3m equal to 27. That's what it means. So it also means that 3 raised to 3m equal to 3 raised to power 3. Now the base is, this one is called the base and this is the power. This is the base and this is the power. So the bases are the same. We ignore the bases and then we have 3m equal to 3. Therefore divided by 3, and the m equal to 1. So if you want to know that the answer is correct, take the value of m here and substitute it on the answer. 27 times raised to power 1, the answer is 27. 27, 3, and then 3 what? 3m, that is 3 to repeat. So 3 raised to power this 27. 27 plus 27, the answer is 54. 54 minus 5, the answer is 49. And then it tells you that you are right. So here you have your mark. Here I didn't mark for you. Here you have 1, you have 1, you have 1, and you have 4 marks in total. Use logarithm to evaluate. 7, 4, 3. So we have been asked to use logarithms. And if you are asked to use logarithm, there's nothing else you are going to use. You use exactly what you have been asked to use. If you don't follow instructions, you get wrong things. If you told to using rocks, you must use them. You cannot go do otherwise or use a calculator directly. You won't score. So here we have the numerator and the denominator. Obviously we start with, so this is going to be the number, the standard form, and then the log, and then the log. So the first number is 743.1. Let us write this number in standard form, because the number is 743 and our point is here. We take it backwards to have a number that is between 1 and 9, that is 7. So 7.431 times 10, we were going backwards 1 to twice, so it's to power 2. And this 2 now is our characteristics in the logarithm form. That is 2 is the characteristics, and the mantissa will come from the log of 7.431, and that one will give you 8, 7, 10. The next number is 4.8, and that one is going to be 3.48 times 10 raised to power 1. The character here is 1. The mantissa comes from the log of 3.48, and that one is 5.416. So while we have finished the numerator, what do we, it is multiplication, therefore we add this and this. This and this supposed to be added for us to get the answer. So to separate the numerator from the denominator, you must underline like that to make your work neat. So this plus this is 6, 1 plus 1 is 2, this plus this is 11, right? We put 1, carry 1. 8 plus this is 13, plus 1, 14. This plus this is 3, 4. So this is the answer for the numerator. You close it. You are telling me, or you are telling the teacher that this is the answer for the numerator. This is the answer for the numerator. Now when you come here, you are dealing with the denominator, and the teacher knows that this one is the denominator. So now here, this is 15.6. 15.6, you write the one in standard form, that's 1.5. 6 times 10 is to power 1. So the characteristics here is 1, and the mantissa will come from the log of 1.56, and that one is 1931. The next one is 1. The next number is 102.7. You write this one in standard form, that is 1.027 times 10 is to power 2. The character is 2, and the mantissa will come from here, which is 0.116. Because it is addition, you need to add this and this, and that one you do it like this, meaning that you have finished the numerator, the denominator, and we need the answer. We need the answer. It is multiplication, therefore we are adding. So 1 plus 6 is 7. 3 plus this is 4. 9 plus this is 10. Oh, this is 0. 10 carry 1 2, that is 3. So we have 3.247. That is not the end. Remember, this is the numerator. This is the answer for the numerator. This is the answer for the denominator. But this is what? Multiplication. Sorry, division. Here we are dividing. So when you divide, it means this and this answer you subtract, and that is the final answer we want here before we go the anti-log. So 6 subtract this one, you borrow 1 from here, 16. 16 minus 7, you get 76. You get a 6. So here it is 11, 1 minus 4, you borrow 1. 11 minus 4, it is 7. So you know how to subtract. I don't want to. So 4 minus 3, the answer is 1. So once we have reached this point, now we are allowed to go back to the nth log. This is our final answer. Now we go back. This one here, it is the character, so it is 10 raised to power 1. It is a positive times. The nth log of 0.2076 is 1.614. So we want to take this number back, it is 16. This times this is 16.14, and this is the number. And that's how you score your marks, 3 marks. Determine the gradient and the coordinate of y-intercept of a straight line below. This is a straight line, so we want to determine the coordinates of the y-intercept. Always remember, y-intercept occurs when x equal to 0. Remember that. The y-intercept occurs when x is equal to 0. So first, let us get the gradient of this line. How do you get the gradient of this line? You make sure this equation is written in the form of y equal to mx plus c, where this one is the gradient and this is the y-intercept. So let us make this one. So 2x equal to, 5y equal to, I want to take this one to this side, is going to be negative 2x, and this one minus 10. So I want to remain with y. So y, you divide by both sides by 5, equal to negative 2 over 2x over 5 minus 10 divided by 5 is 2. So it means the gradient, this is the gradient, equal to negative 2 over 5, right? So determine the gradient. We have determined the gradient. The next thing is that the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the c. So c, this is called the y-intercept. So the coordinate of c, we have already the y. We are going to get the y coordinate from here. So how do we get y? We know that y equal to negative 2 over 5 x minus 2. But y-intercept occurs when x is 0. So everything here you multiply times 0. So y equal to negative 2. And then now the coordinate of c is 0, x is 0, and y is negative 2. And that is the coordinate of the y-intercept. So you will do the same with this one. Find the equation of the line perpendicular to line 2x plus 3y equal to 4 that passes through the point this. So we want to find the equation of a line perpendicular. Remember perpendicular lines, when you multiply the gradient of two lines that are perpendicular, the answer should be negative 1. I hope you know that. So let us get the gradient of this line. For you to get the gradient of this line, your equation must be in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So this is 3y equal to, I am taking this one to the other side, negative 2x plus 4 divided by 3, divided by 3, divided by 3. Therefore y equal to 2 over 3 x negative plus 3 over plus 4 over 3. Plus 4 over 3, meaning that the gradient here for this line is negative 2 over 3. This is the gradient. But find the gradient of a line perpendicular to this. If that line is perpendicular to this and the gradient is this, it means that the gradient 2, this is gradient 1, gradient 2 we can obtain. We know that gradient 1 times gradient 2, the answer should be negative 1. Therefore, now we have the gradient 1, that is negative 2 over 3 times gradient 2, the answer is negative 1. I want to show you how to get the gradient 2. So gradient 2, now we have negative 2 over 3 g1 equal to negative 1. So how do we get g1? G2, we multiply the reciprocal of this. So here we are going to say 3 negative 2 times 3 negative 2. So G2 equal to positive 3 over 2. So that when we multiply 3 over 2 times negative 2 over 3, the answer is negative 1. Now we have the gradient of line 2 because they are perpendicular. So The general point is xy. We have this point here 0, 3, and we have the gradient is 3 over 2. So we can now get the equation. So y, we know the gradient is equal change in y over change of x. So y minus 3, x minus 0, the answer is 3 over 2. So this, you multiply everything here to y minus 6, the answer is 3x. And finally, you can leave your answer there, or we say to y equal to 3x plus 6 divided by 2 divided by 2 divided by, so y equal to 3 over 2x plus 3. And that is the equation of the other line, which is perpendicular. A student pays 20% more for his bus fare from home to school than he used to pay 2 years ago. If he pays shilling that now, how much was he paying then? So if the student is paying 20% more now, and the excess is after the student, okay, after the bus, the student pays this more. So if initially the student was paying a certain amount and now is paying 30, we can easily get the initial amount. So it means that 100% was 30. 100% is we don't know, right? But we know 120% because it has increased. When a person increases, if it has increased, it is more than 100. So 120 equal to 30 because he's paying that now, shillings. We will ask 100%, then we was what? 100 times 30 divided by 120. And that one is shilling 25. So then the student was paying 25 shillings. This is a very simple math. Work out the following, but it gives students a very big challenge. This is negative 350 minus 40. So when you give a student this kind of math, they are shocked. What is that? So this is a negative times a negative. A negative times a negative, the answer is positive. So it means negative 350 plus 400. That's what it means, because a negative times a negative is. And then when this one, the students can do it. And when reaching here again, it gives the student a problem. You should know that a negative, you have uko na deni ya 350, umepata 400. Unafanya nini? Unalipa deni. Utabaki na pesa ama utakuwa umeisha? Utakuwa umebaki na 50. Hiyo 50 imebaki ni yako ama ni ya yule mwenye ulikuwa naye deni? Ni yako. So anything that is yours is positive. Therefore the answer is 50. 59 minus 99. The answer is negative 40. Find the value of x. This is a straight line. You know even from primary that a straight line has a total angles of 108. So the only thing you need to do is to add x plus 3x plus 2x plus 4x. The answer is 180 because this is a straight line. This one will give you 10x equal to 180. Divided by both sides by 10 by 10. So x is equal to 18. Find the area of a sector of a circle whose radius is 3. If the angle obtained at the center is 140, you should know that area equal to theta over 360 times pi r square. Pi r square is the area of a circle, but because it has been subtended at an angle, that angle is what we call theta. So this angle is 140 divided by 360 times pi is 22 over 7. Radius is 3 times 3. Yes, so this one's here 20. 0 0. This 4 dies there, so the answer here is, and this one 2 2 2 11. These 2 and these 2, so the answer is 11 centimeters square. 11 centimeters square. Thank you for today. Please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, my friend. I will continue to do more math so that you can change the attitude that you have towards mathematics.